Last time on Fully Vetted.
While I was looking at the Thunderbird, this thing kept gnawing at me.
Oh, they have that. They have that ability to do that.
I was spending more time looking at this than what I went there for.
In this episode, we continue the Evolution Collection series of interviews with Steve Kalm. Up next, his 2001 ZO6. Enjoy the show. Steve, here we are again in your garage for interview number 5. Do you feel like you're professional with it yet?
I'm getting there.
We're getting there, yeah. I'm the same way. I feel like I'm getting there too. Well, we're talking about your beautiful C5 2001 ZO6, correct?
Correct.
So if you do me a favor, let's go into the history of how this car came about and what led up to it in the history of Corvettes in general.
The C5 came about. They had a model after the back end with the open up the hatch in the back and stuff. They came up with a model called the FRC, fixed roof coupe, and that has what this car has: the back end without the hatch but a trunk. And they liked that style quite a bit. So, and that was in 2000 when they had that. And in 2001 they used that look, that FRC style to make the ZO6 variant. So you have a trunk instead of just that big open hatch in the back. So it actually goes all the way through. I just have a divider inside there, but it actually goes all the way back. Just they didn't change anything interior wise for that.
Okay, and so this is the 2001.
2001.
And what did they do that made the ZO6 different from the standard Corvette during that time?
They've made it, the ZO6 is a track focused package, is
Okay.
what it is, right? So they've lightened the car up. The engine in it has the LS6, it's 5.7 liter. This one here produces 400 horsepower. It went to 405 the next year in 2002. They used the same horsepower like on the CTSV of Cadillac, right? This was the General Motors version. They've got different brakes. They've got different suspension. It's got the magnetic ride control, all those kind of things that make it track.
Did they change the body in any way at all? Or
It's wider.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's wider. Just like the ZR1 was in the C4 was
Right.
3 inches wider. This is also wider.
This is a tradition with Corvettes going all the way back to 1963, correct?
Correct.
And what was the story, do you know, behind how that came about?
Zora Duntov, he wanted a performance, it's not going to be a supercar if you're not going to race it.
Right.
This is the thing. So they made a track package, and they called it ZO6, and it wasn't because of Zora's name. It was supposed to say, this is for racers. This is for race car owners and race car drivers, and you're buying a race car from the street is what you're basically doing. So that's why they gave the ZO6. And it was pretty pricey, so most people didn't get it, except for the people that knew what it was.
Right.
And that's how it became. That was in '63. And then it had much bigger brake drums and it had fins on the back. I actually have a friend that built one that restored one. And
Oh, nice.
incredible. That was an incredible experience to help him, look through that and watch that process happen and actually get to ride in it. And
Oh,
stuff.
that's
That was
awesome
fun.
too. Well, they did the Grand Sport in '63 as well too, right?
They did.
That's awesome. Yeah, I do. I just now put those two dots together. That
Yeah.
They did the ZO6 and the Grand Sport.
Yeah, they did. But the Grand Sport didn't have the ZO6 stuff.
Right.
The ZO6 was the heavy duty racing, right? That was the idea. Huge master cylinder in that thing, and it's all about the brakes and the big tank in it, so that it had more fuel and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what they're doing with this too. They're offering it as a package for more track folks.
And the C5 was a sea change when it came to the drivetrain. They moved the transmission to the back,
Yeah.
which was, of course, for weight distribution. So that's pretty cool too when it comes to that. And they kept that tradition all the way through the C7.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So, okay, so tell me about this car as far as how it became a part of your collection. Were you looking for a C5 when you?
I wasn't yet. I had just barely bought my C7.
Okay.
I sold my C6 Lingenfelter Z06 to get the C7 that I had ordered from General Motors. So when that car came in, I went up and I bought it up in Bountiful, and I drove the car home, of course, and about a couple of days later, it wasn't even a week, the salesman from up there, he calls me up and he says, "You got to come up and see this car." I said, "What is it?" "Oh, it's a Z06, black Z06 2001. It's a beautiful car. A guy just traded in on another C7. I said, "Really?" But I didn't have a C5. I never owned a C5. So I ran up there and that car home too. Within a week.
2 cars in a week.
Two cars in a week. 2 Corvettes in a week.
And so, just like your C2, this is your one and only C5. That's your one and only C2. So that's pretty nice. And where does this car fit in your? How should I put this? Your desire.
Position.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. What? Yeah. So that was. Yeah.
It was after the C7, so I had 2 C2s, I'd had 2 C6s, so for probably about 9, I guess.
Okay.
In that place.
Overall, how many have you had, Steve? Do you know? Have you kept track?
I haven't.
You lost track.
I think it's close to 10.
Close to that's pretty awesome. I mean, and I
Well, it's more than that because I got 8 of them here.
Right.
So I could two other C3s and then orange and black, and so 4, so 12.
Yeah.
12.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's for me it's an emotional thing. I don't know if I can ever let go of one once I get it. So I don't know how you do that.
It's hard, especially when one that you really like. But to do this kind of a collection, you kind of have to give and take.
I guess so.
The funds aren't always available and stuff, so you have to sell one to get the other car, and then you can. By then, that car that you'd spent a lot of money on, like the C7 brand new. When I sold it, I actually made money on that car.
Nice.
I came out okay on that car, right, to where I could do that. But some of the other cars, you trade them for something else that's a little better,
Sure.
in the collection and newer. So anyway, it's a game.
So how long have you had this car now?
Since 2015.
Okay, cool. Have you made any modifications to it at all?
This is exactly as I bought it.
Nice.
The only mods on this car, I did one mod. I did the MGW short throw shifter.
Okay.
In this,
Okay.
I had this.
Those are nice.
I had this in the 5, 6, and 7, so they all shift the same.
Nice.
I wanted it in 4, but they didn't make it for the 4,
Oh,
so
okay.
I would put it there too. But so that's the only mod I did. But the guy I bought it from put Borla exhaust on.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only thing that's different. Everything else is stock.
Color is just black. Is that the RPO? And nothing special about the color black? Because I know they do like a dusty rose sometimes when it comes to the color.
This is just black.
Just black on black, and it's a beautiful car. If you were to ever get rid of this car, what would you replace it with? Another C5? Or?
Well, you'd have to keep the collection, right? You'd have to have another C5. They didn't go any higher than this on the C5s, right? So there's not.
How many years did they produce the ZO6? Was it the entire run of the C5?
No, they did in 2001. Started C5 started before then.
Right.
So it's just like the last 5 years, 4 years.
Nice. What's your favorite thing about this particular car?
This car, it's just fun to drive. I mean, it's got a lot of get up and go, and it's just solid. I mean, it's really solid.
And you've taken it on the track.
I've had this on the track.
Nice. Yeah, that would be
It's a very, very fun car. And autocross, I did a little autocross.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
And,
I'd love to go out with you on the track. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, they figure it out. They race way all the time.
Yeah.
So it's fun, and it just is. It's just a fun car. It's comfortable. It's more modern than the older cars and stuff, and it's comfortable to drive. And when you step on it, it really goes.
That's nice. That's awesome. Anything in particular you want to share with the car?
It does have tinted windows. We did that aftermarket.
It goes really nice with the black.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
nice.
it gets hot in there, so you kind of have to keep the sun out.
Yeah, for sure. I really like the look of the FRC.
Yeah, I do
They
too.
are-
I
they are-
like it much better than the other one.
Yeah.
Some people hate it. I talked quite a few that does it. But it's just a really fun car to drive, and it's really responsive, and it's just.
Yeah, I remember when these came out in 1997. I was working at McDonald's at the time, and the owner and operators of that particular restaurant, they had owned the C4 for quite a while, and they sold it, and didn't have it for a while. And then when this one came out, I told the wife, I said, "Have you seen the new Corvettes?" And she goes, "No." I said, "You need to go look at it." Next day, she showed up with one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes me a salesman.
Yeah. Yeah, they're such pretty cars. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, there we go.
Okay.
C5, Z06. Thanks, Steve. Have a great day.
The Corvette Z06, a car that has carved its name into automotive history with its relentless pursuit of performance and innovation. The story begins in 1963 with the introduction of the original Z06 RPO option. Conceived by legendary Corvette chief engineer Zora Arkus Duntov, the Z06 was designed to dominate the track. It featured a beefed-up suspension, larger brakes, oversized fuel tank, and a fuel-injected V8 engine. This car was a race-bred beast, limited in production and built for those with a need for speed. The Z06 moniker disappeared after that initial offering, but was resurrected in 2001. This new Z06 featured a hardtop, otherwise known as the fixed roof coupe body style. It featured a lightweight titanium exhaust and a 5.7-liter LS6 V8 engine producing 385 horsepower. Carrying on the tradition of the original Z06, it quickly became a track day favorite thanks to its performance-tuned suspension and aggressive weight-saving measures. In 2006, the C6 Corvette Z06 took performance to new heights, powered by a 7-liter LS7 V8 engine. This iteration delivered an astonishing 505 horsepower, making it the most powerfully, naturally aspirated Corvette ever placed in a Corvette at that time. With its aluminum chassis and advanced aerodynamics, the C6 Z06 cemented its reputation as a supercar killer, capable of taking on the best that Europe had to offer. The evolution continued with the C7 Corvette Z06, unveiled in 2015. This model featured a supercharged 6.2-liter LT4 V8 engine, producing a mind-bending 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. The package came with advanced cooling systems, aerodynamic enhancements, and a choice of manual or automatic transmissions. The C7 Z06 offered blistering performance both on and off the track. The current C8 Corvette Z06 was launched in 2023. Complementing the C8's mid-engine architecture, the Z06 features a naturally aspirated 5.5-liter flat plane crank V8 engine, delivering an incredible 670 horsepower. This cutting-edge design provides unprecedented handling, balance, and redefines what a Corvette can achieve. From its humble beginnings to a secret weapon for racing enthusiasts, to its current status as a world-class supercar, the Corvette Z06 has always embodied the spirit of American performance and ingenuity. It's not just a car, it's a legend that continues to push the boundaries of speed and precision. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the Corvette Z06. Stay tuned for more Corvette stories.